What's all right? I think I'm live on all three channels, all three units. So you all gonna have to bear with me tonight. I'm live on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope all at the same time. So I'm not sure how my internet connection will work with this. I wanted to do a stream on Zoom and just go live on one network. But hey, I decided to do this, and I want to jump right into the subject because I don't know how everything is working. YouTube, let me know if you can hear me. Well, I have my microphone here, so YouTube, let me know if you can hear me. Thank you, Periscope. I had to go live on Periscope because Mr. 𝒞𝓄𝓃𝑒 Roberts gave me a shout out. He really promoted me in my business, and he also helped me spiritually and financially as well. Hello, Kendra from Michigan. I got you on Facebook. Sawanda TV on YouTube. Let me know if you can hear me. Everyone on Periscope, thank you for the digital love. Thank you for the hearts. Kevin from Instagram. I got two Kevins. It's a person on Instagram I want to give a shout out to as well. Good evening, Periscope. Thank you so much. Good evening. I'm trying to look at our platforms. Thank you so much. YouTube, you say you hear me well. Thank you for the digital love on Periscope. Instagram, Mr. Jeremy Cash Young. I want to give you a shout out. I hope you all can hear me well on Instagram as well. I don't have a mic or anything connected on my Instagram, but I do on my Periscope. First timer on Periscope. Hello. I can't see your name. Just for mom. Thank you for the digital love on Periscope. So when Mr. 𝒞𝓄𝓃𝑒 Roberts gave me a shout out on Periscopes, I received a lot of emails. Thank you for the digital love, Kevin, on IG. And so thank you, 𝒞𝓄𝓃𝑒 Roberts. So I want to jump right into the topic. And I'm hoping very well that my internet is able to handle all of these platforms as well. So I wore red today on purpose. I did that on purpose, right? Because I didn't want anybody to know if I was going for the 49ers or for San Francisco. But I do want to say this. And then I'm going to get into thanking these men. Someone, Theo on you following me. You see my background on YouTube, Periscope, Instagram, Facebook. You see my background. I've been doing some remodeling per se, restructuring some things. And so, I just pretty much, hey Charles on Facebook. I pretty much just clean all of this out to make sure that this is really just my office space. So I took all the dining room table, everything out, right? Thank you for the digital love on Periscope. Kevin, thank you so much. Instagram, he says I'm loud and clear. Facebook, what can a person do to begin the process of cleaning up messy credit report? G Brown on Facebook asks. And then please make a video on how to get approved for a mortgage. YouTube, I do want to say this about mortgage approval. The first thing you all want to do is you want to go to My FICO, right? You want to go to myfico.com. You want to see, because like in Mississippi, the area that I'm in, with your mortgage, they will normally pull from, thank you for the digital love, they will normally pull from your FICO 4, right? Yes, Periscope. I just started following you, 𝒞𝓄𝓃𝑒 Roberts. Thank you so much, 𝒞𝓄𝓃𝑒. Stay tuned, right? Stay tuned because I am going to show a clip of his video, Periscope. And so in Mississippi, back to YouTube, they normally pull from your FICO 4, right? There are all different types of FICO. There's all different types of FICO. So you have to know which one the banks and lenders pull from. But for a mortgage, to get approved for a mortgage, mainly your FICO 4. Sometimes they pull from your FICO 2 and 5 as well, right? They pull from your FICO 2 and 5 as well. So mainly 2, 4, and 5. So what you want to do is go to myfico.com. There are so many. I was gonna put that on my board, but I got so much space. So many. You need to know what your credit scores, particularly for a mortgage, are in the areas of 2, 4, and 5. So go to myfico.com. Pull your true credit score. And what I mean by true is, what credit score do the banks use? Will the banks use whatever your lender that you're trying to get approved for? What will they pull from, right? Because you want to know your score in that area. Now, when it comes to mortgages, they take your middle number, right? They average out the highest credit score from Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax to your lowest credit score, right? And then they take the middle number. So you want to look at what your score is in FICO 2, 4, and 5. You can only do that at myfico.com. Your Vantage score, Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, or Mint, wouldn't give you that. They usually give you a Vantage score, which is not what the banks use, right? So go to that, see what they are. When it comes to mortgages, you do not want to have a lot of debt showing on your credit report, right? You don't want to have a high student loan balance, for example, high personal loans, and you definitely, because this looked at the amount owed, 30% of your FICO score, right? And I have FICO 8 because I did an older video on this. The FICO 8 is usually what the vehicles use, automobile lenders, when they're approving you for a vehicle, right? So that's your FICO 8, but when it comes to mortgage, 2, 4, and 5. Now, this is what will happen the summer of this year. And that's why a lot of credit people that have been doing the credit repair or restoration for so long are telling you not to panic. This FICO 10 or FICO 10T or suite may not go into effect. But if I had everything set up and I was not trying to go on all platforms, then I would show you, right? And I tell you what I would do even better. And I don't go on Periscope that much, but I will see if I can do this in Periscope. If I can't do this in my comment, which I should, I'm thinking I should be able to, but I will share the link of the Congress people. Is less than a 5-minute clip, really discussing the FICO 10 to be released this summer. Now, we have different FICO. You have the Ultra FICO, you have the FICO 9, you have the FICO 8, right? You have your FICO 2, your FICO 4, your FICO 5. Now, it's been the main ones that's used is FICO 8 for your approval for automobile, and then you have your FICO 4 mostly for mortgage, right? To get approved for a homeowner or a home buyer and get a mortgage. But now they're trying to implement the FICO 10, and tomorrow, actually, they're going to vote and to see if this is going to actually be used, because if it does, it's going to change the way FICO 4 and 8, the main ones that they use. Someone said, please make a video on how to get approved for a mortgage. No, it is not. I don't know what you mean. Hello, Chosen Disciple on YouTube. But if this changed, simply put, what that means this summer, right? This summer, that they're going to look at your overall personal credit debt, right? So let me explain this. What that means is, it used to be a strategy where you could take out a personal loan, right? And pay off your credit card debt with their personal loan, because paying off credit card debt is revolving debt, means that your money recycles. Once you pay it down, you can always recycle and revolve and use it again. Unlike an installment loan, it's fixed. So that means that even with installment loans, right, with an installment loan, once you pay that fixed amount for a certain amount of years, right, you can't pull money back out of it, right? So it used to be under the old FICO model or the current FICO model is that you pull or take out a personal loan, pay down your credit card debt, and you'll get an increase highly on your credit score. So what they want to do now, and it's being voted upon tomorrow, and I'll keep you all updated, is they say, look, we want to look at how much debt this person owes and have been owing and how they've been paying down this debt over 2 years. So now when you had a late payment, a recent late payment, it would affect your score 20 to 25 points. If this new FICO 10 and FICO 10T, which is a sweep, gets approved, now when you have a late payment, it's going to affect your score 40 to 45 points. Now they're going to look at your overall debt where it's not going to weigh. Okay, they have low credit card debt, but they have high personal debt or high personal loan debt, but they can still have a 750 or 720 credit score. If you all don't know, I don't mean any harm. You all know I love my Black and brown community. But what most people were doing in the Black and brown community was they were taking out student loans, right? They was online, on some type of online program or whatever the case may be, taking out student loans and not applying it to their education. So they're maxing out these opportunities. And that didn't weigh too much. Now it did with mortgages. You know, if you have high student loan debt and the mortgages, you will not be approved. But what it did was it still put you in a position, even with that high debt, to have a high credit score if you want to be approved for a vehicle or sometimes business credit. And so I tell people all the time, there's also a newly released article on CPN, right? Credit privacy numbers. It's talking about people are actually going to jail through the federal courts, the federal system, for using CPN. CPN numbers are usually assigned to actors who want to protect their privacy or people that are under government protection. They may have to witness in a case and they want to protect their privacy. And so people that were selling CPN now are now being in jail, looked upon highly. And so a lot of people ask me, well, what about credit sweeps? Can you do a credit sweep? Let me tell you what a credit sweep is. A credit sweep is saying, hey, I am a victim of identity theft. Now, you don't have to go to the police and file a police report when it comes to a credit sweep. You can go right to ftc.gov and file an identity theft report and say, hey, I am a victim of identity theft. But if you read the small print on that website on ftc.gov, it will tell you providing false information will lead you to federal time in prison. And so I had some people that were very impatient and said, hey, I want to do a credit sweep. I want to get this off in 30 days. Have you heard of that? And I asked them, are you a true victim of identity theft? Because if you're not, this does not relate to you, right? And if you state that you are, that leads to imprisonment in jail. That leads to jail time, federal jail time. And so now credit sweeps, CPNs, and then there's a lot of people who want to get AUs. AU is abbreviated for authorized trade lines. Now, let me tell you, authorized trade lines, because I say this, personal credit, right? Personal credit will increase or help your cash flow, right? But business credit will make you the flow of cash. And I learned this from 𝒞𝓋𝑒 yesterday. And I don't know if I want to go into that, but the way he explains it is cash flow can be accumulated through refinancing, for example, your vehicle loan. Now you have stronger cash flow, right? You went to a 17 or 25% $30,000 vehicle interest rate, right? To now you at a 1.9 or 3%, and now you have an increased cash flow, right? Personal credit can help you get things, but business credit can help you get assets, right? And so if you follow me, you know I'm a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki, because he always states liabilities takes money out of your pocket, but assets puts money into your pocket. Um, And so you want that business credit, because business credit does not show. It's ghost credit. It's powerful credit. It's higher credit trade line, and it does not show on your personal credit report. Now I'm going to show you two videos right now that's talking about not only how I got my first flip property, right, with a Discover credit card, but how Robert Kiyosaki. Let me show you who Robert Kiyosaki is. He's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is one of his books that I just have with me on my desk. And this is one of the books I was reading today, Why A Students Work for C Students. Robert Kiyosaki, if you've not heard of him, you definitely, the first place you need to start is reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because he's break down, Periscope say I love him, what is assets and what's liabilities. And I tell people all the time, I'm on the Bible. One person on my Facebook, for example, says that the Bible says that Christians should lend and not borrow. And my thing is, I understand that's what the Bible says, but how many times do you borrow from the banks? Or how many times do you lend from the banks, right? And Jeremy Graham said, business credit uses EIN and not social. Jeremy, that's true, but not true, because when you're first trying to build business credit, you will have to be a PG, and it's called personal guarantee. Now, if you want the business credit lines, like let's just say you are a truck driver and you're trying to get cars, right? Or you're trying to get a Home Depot or Lowe's cars if you're a contractor, or you're trying to get Exxon cars to get gas in your truck because you're a truck driver and you have your own business, then you may use that for your EIN, and you don't have to be a PG or personal guarantor. But when you look at the lines of business credit cards, like I have 25,000, 30,000, 50,000 business line of credit, they will look at and pull your personal credit. On YouTube, they ask, should I not refinance a car if I like to get approved for a mortgage in 2 years? That's a question that I cannot really answer if I'm not looking at your credit report, right? Because I'm not sure how much interest rate that you have on your car. You might have good interest rate. Then you have to ask questions like, what's the life of your car? How old is your car? Is it dependable? Is it well maintenance? Is it worth refinancing, right? How much life do you have out of your vehicle, right? That you would even want. I've seen some people that, I don't mean any harm, but they have a 5.5-year terms on an older vehicle that is, in my opinion, is not worth refinancing, right? And they pay, the loan was so much front loaded with interest, right? That they are paying so much in interest that they're not even tapping into the principal of that debt to pay the vehicle, right? And so honestly, this I'm not giving you financial advice or anything, because I haven't looked at your credit report. There's a lot of answers I get that I cannot answer until I see the situation. But for some people, honestly, sometimes bankruptcy is the best option for them, because what bankruptcy do, if you're upside down on a vehicle, right, is that it takes the blue book value of that vehicle at that current time, and it will give you the blue book value, right? So if you haven't paid on the principal amount of that vehicle, it will say, okay, at this time, the blue book value on this vehicle is $12,000. Let's say you got a $30,000 loan, and it will refinance that vehicle at $12,000 for the standard interest rate of the market at this time, which it may be 6 or 7%. But this is not legal advice. I cannot answer that because I don't see your credit report, right? I don't see your credit report. Okay. 6% is not bad, but I would have to see your credit score. I would see your credit score to see if you can even do better. So let me play this real quick. I want to give these men, because I was not planning on being on here long. I'm just gonna call him Rolls Royce. Rudico Roberts. If you're not following him on Periscope, and I'm not on Periscope that much, but I'm going to show you all. This is going to be like a bootleg edition. This is going to be a bootleg edition. I'm sorry, but I have a lot to show you. I want to thank these men for giving me a shout out and believing in me in my business and what I do. So let me get to him.
Blessings, grace, and peace.
It's ridiculous.
Blessings, grace, and peace. Jump on real quick. Blessings to you all. Grace and peace. Blessings, grace to you. You're watching me. You caught the replay. God bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Share the broadcast and invite some followers. It's the first of the month. If you're watching this, you caught the replay.
Right.
If you're watching me on this Periscope platform for the first time, my name is 𝒞𝓋𝓒 Roberts. I'm the man that doesn't go with the flow. I'm God's king and God's priest. And I believe in living a whole life. And so I'm here to give you some wholeness. Everybody doing all right today? Blessings, peace to you. Blessings, grace, and peace to you. Blessings and peace to you. Blessings and peace to you. Blessings, grace, and peace. Blessings to all of you. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Bless you. Share the broadcast, invite some followers.
If I can. I'm not even on Facebook that much.
I'm not sure where you're situated right now, but you want to pay attention. I'm going to flow for a bit.
I think I can skip ahead, but he's the man that doesn't go with the flow.
Take care of the congregation.
He is the Cashflow.
I'm going to
skip this ahead. And
each and every one of us, he put kingdom, and that's that kingdom is flow. It was the vision. And your provision, him providing for the vision, is tied to you figuring out what that flow is. And so, let me explain. I'm simply doing what it is that God has called me to do. And every time I pass go, I'm collecting $200. So instead of having to read all these different financial books and follow all their different strategies now, I am simply passing go and collecting $200. I'm getting paid to be myself. That's flow cash. When you buy a rental property, that's cash flow. And I have rental property. But when somebody pays you $15,000 to talk to a business for 45 minutes, that's flow cash. That ain't cash flow, that's flow cash. When Beyonce gets $4 million to go to Coachella, that's not cash flow. That is flow cash. She's getting $4 million to shake her butt. What a crazy world. When LeBron James is receiving $45 million a year to bounce a basketball, that is not cash flow. That is flow cash. He's getting paid to be who he is and to do what he was born to do. There is a difference. And I believe all of us that even have jobs, that in the season God wants to bless you and has cash flow, God wants to bless your flow cash. Queen of Credit, you still in here? Queen of Credit, if you're in here, put the one on the screen. I want to use as an example. Queen of Credit, if you're in here, put the one on the screen. Okay, so guess what? I saw you come on the scene and started talking about credit. Wasn't nobody feeling what you were saying, and wasn't nobody liking what you were saying and interacting with it some years ago. I noticed that you kept on doing your thing. I tell people all the time, listen to me carefully. If you will do anything consistently over a period of time and do it even when people don't back it, you win the whole world over. Now I'm watching. Everybody is now coming to you and interacting with you because you never stopped doing what you was doing. And now you have flow cash. And believe it or not, when everybody in this area talks credit, they bring up your name. Ain't that something? So you have literally made a name for yourself. You make a name for yourself and you determine this is what I'm going to do. I don't give a rat's butt how you feel about it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep doing this. And y'all going to figure out one day that this is who I am. Straight up. And so if you're going to have flow cash, you got to say, yo, and you get paid to do what you do. All them books you read, it's natural to you. All of it is natural to you because I don't think you have to gear yourself up to go read those books and put the videos up. It's natural to who you are. Cash App, _Flow_Rudiko. By the way, somebody can send it. It's _FLOWRUDICO.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this on because I know it's like in the evening, but I want to also get this young man 𝒲𝒽𝒾𝓋𝑒. He gave me a shout out on YouTube. He has a lot of followers, and someone sent me a message on Instagram. And I'm not on Instagram that much. Instagram, sorry, I'm showing you some digital love tonight. But I'm just honestly not on Instagram and Periscope that much. I will try to be. This person said, hey, have you heard of 𝒲𝒽𝒾𝓋𝑒, CEO? He has 24,000 followers on YouTube. And I said, no, I never heard of him. And he said, well, he gave you a shout out on his YouTube. And I'm Jeremy. I found you on Instagram. I'm following you. I'm trying to find you on Facebook. But this is Jeremy shout out, right? This video has 10,000 views. 10,000 views. So let's listen to Jeremy.
If you never knew how to come up in life, if you never knew how to get your breakthrough, it all lied in getting your credit fixed, using debt, turning debt into cash flow to then fund your life and your dreams, guys. Do not run away from this kind of debt because you didn't have the knowledge. Turn to this because this can help you come out of your situation, right? We're called to be the lenders and not the borrowers, correct? You can borrow in order to become the lender.
You can borrow in order to become the lender.
All right, so check this out. She bought a rent house. She bought a first flip house with $5,000 credit card. Now, how was she able to do that? Now, check this out. She could do a 0% credit card, a 0% interest credit card.
This is what most people do.
0% interest. Remember that. No interest on the.
I want you all to hear that he did use my name, so hold up. I don't know. Let me go back to this. And we'll start.
Imagine having and that can happen in the next 6 to 8 months, guys. I'll teach you and show you how. But let's get into it. This right here is my guy, 𝒞𝓄𝓒, or funding for Forex.
Okay.
Imagine having $121,000 that you can now use for something like Forex, right? Even though he wouldn't use the entire thing, but now he has thousands of dollars to play with in the market. And if he learned the skill, and once he does learn the skill, he can make that same amount, $2,000 to $3,000 a day. Guys, this is how people are doing it. This is how people are eating. Okay? This is the thing that you were missing. Now that you're going to have this information, I want you to make sure you use this to your advantage. Okay? Shout outs to Latanya, right? I share a lot of her stuff on my Facebook as well. She calls herself the credit queen, my bad, the credit queen. She said, I bought my first flip house with a Discover credit card, guys. This kind of stuff is very, very powerful. And if you're 18, 19, 20, 40, 50, if you never knew how to come up in life, if you never knew how to get your breakthrough, it all lied in getting your credit fixed, using debt, turning debt into cash flow to then fund your life and your dreams, guys. Do not run away from this kind of debt because you didn't have the knowledge. Turn to this because this can help you come out of your situation, right? Well, lenders are not the borrowers, correct? You can borrow in order to become the lender. This is how you do it.
Okay, so he said you can borrow in order to not become the lender. And, I have some people, because I do post from the Bible. I believe in the principles of God. I believe in that, hey, once you come into contact with Jesus, right, that prosperity is a part of it. Now, you can decide to void your contract. I'm not trying to void mine. But I tell people all the time, it is not a sin to borrow. They take that scripture out of Romans that says, "Oh, no man, nothing but to love him." And that scripture, love, means agape love. It means that if you tell someone that you're going to pay them on time as agreed, do not owe them. Pay them every month on time as agreed. As a Christian, that's what you're supposed to do, right? But then 2 Kings chapter 4 is the principal scripture that I stand on in the Bible, where the widow woman, there is a difference between debt and borrowing in the Bible, people. And a lot of people say Robert Kiyosaki says it's good debt and bad debt. There's no such thing. Well, I'm telling you, the #1 best-selling book on prosperity says there's a difference between good debt and bad debt. 2 Kings chapter 4, the widow woman said, "My husband is dead. He has left me and my sons in debt. And if we don't pay this debt, my sons will become slaves." And the prophet told her, "I want you," she mentioned debt first, right? "I want you to go borrow pots and borrow a lot of it, not a few. And what I want you to do when you borrow these pots is I want you to invest it in your business." See, what we're doing is you're using credit to buy things. You're not using credit to invest in business. So you are not positioning yourself for prosperity. You are not positioning yourself to be the flow of cash. You're not even positioning yourself for cash flow because you're using credit to buy stuff. Hello, Jesus says, only if it's necessary. Jesus, you can answer that for my YouTuber. I'm going to be honest. I don't answer a lot of questions with people that have not paid for a credit audit or invested in $50 because if you have not invested equity in me, that means you haven't given me a Cash App. You haven't even given me a whatever they call it on YouTube where you can donate the cash. Then I don't answer questions that I just can't answer blank questions. So Jesus, you can answer that. Some people have lower interest rate on vehicles. Super chat. Thank you, YouTube. I mean, but if you want answers to questions, if you can't catch it, I said this a long time ago, I would do videos and some people couldn't catch what I was saying. You're not going to catch all of it, right? Because this is free. Then you have to cash it. CASH. I have to spell it out because I have my Mississippi accent. So you can't catch it. You have to cash it. So I cannot answer questions if you need to refinance a vehicle, even if it is at 6% interest rate, because I don't know your other debts. I don't know your income from your job. I don't know your financial situation. I don't know if you're married, if you're single. I don't know. That's like an open-ended question, what we call in the education. So I don't know. For 6%, some of the people credit scores that I look at or reports will be a lovely interest rate on a vehicle, right? Me, I don't have any car notes, but my vehicles are very, very close. Look at Jesus gave me a super chat. Thank you, Jesus. And I pray for you too, Jesus. I hope your health increases speedily. Now, with this, and I'm going to show you, I promise you, stay on to the end. Where Jesus is in California, it is just now, 8:27. So if you're on the West Coast, is it the West Coast or East Coast? I don't want to get that wrong, but I remember the Biggie Tupac thing, right? Then you're in good time, but I'm on Central Standard Time, so it's almost 10:30 my time, right? But listen, I'm cleaning everything, getting this prepared for more office, getting it more prepared for more clients, right? Jesus says yes. And I come across this old Bible now, and usually when you first get into knowing with Christ and his principles, sometimes you can open up something in the Bible and the answer will be right there for you. But the more you walk with God, the more he'll let you know that, okay, I got to get you off of the milk and now you got to get on meat and potatoes. So I might not have these answers so quick, but I promise you, I was setting up my aquarium behind me. I don't know if Facebook can see it. The Bible was in, and I just opened up. It's one of my older Bibles. This was highlighted. I want to share it with you because this is also credit church. But Psalms 105:37 says, he brought them forth also with silver and gold, and there was not one feeble person among their tribes. Listen, if you think that God doesn't want to make you rich and add no sorrow, then you are obviously not reading the #1 book on prosperity in the Bible. And I could go into something about silver and gold from the Wizard of Oz. You know, Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz was from Kansas, and Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. And something about Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz. I know you all think it's just a kid's story, but she started walking the yellow brick road, the gold road, with silver shoes. Oz on that OZ can be interpreted to 2 ounces for silver and gold. And people, I'm telling you, we are entering a recession. I'm not predicting, I'm not prophesying, but I'm strongly believing that this credit score, FICO 10, will change the game, right? And so if you're under like a 680 credit score, your credit score could drop 20 points or more. And this is because if you follow, again, Robert Kiyosaki, if you follow him, this is just one of the books I have on hand. He teaches that rich people get richer during recessions. He teaches they love recessions because you get everything cheap and on sale and at a discount. And I'm going to show a clip of this also. Thank you so much for the super chat, Manipul and Mr. Williams on YouTube. Peace to you, Queen. How do you spell Mr. Roberts' first name? That's on Periscope. Mr. Roberts, I think he logged out. Periscope, Rudico. How do I spell Rudico? Redeco. Redeco. Periscope. Let me know if I have that right, because he has more following on Periscope. And if you want to find me on Facebook, hello, Mike. He's also my friend on Facebook as well, Rudico Roberts. And he's going to be a wealthy man. He's going to get that Rolls Royce to really help brand his name. The last thing, also, Jeremy Cash Young. Follow him if you're not already following him on YouTube. And he's on Instagram as well. Jeremy, thank you so much for that shout out. That video by Jeremy, I will put it in my link, had over 10,000 views. And he's talking about the Queen of Credit. Thank you so much for the Red Hearts Digital Love. So this is the last video I want to show you all, or you all can listen to. And it's on, I claim as my mentor, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, because he's the first person that introduced me into using credit cards, personal credit cards too, to get your first rental property. So let's listen to him.
Eyesight must have them. Must.
I think I put down. Okay.
A 3-day class. I was 26 years old. And the instructor says, your education begins.
Hold on, because I pushed something. I shouldn't have pushed it. Let me go back. Let's see what he's load up. I hope it do, because this is how I want to end this video. So just stay tuned. I want you all to hear from a rich and wealthy person, how he used his credit card, a personal credit card. That's why I mentor my college students, right? Hope it's not freezing up on me. Come on. He played every video for me. And but if not, I'll do it tomorrow. I go live tomorrow. Because like I said, here, Mississippi.
When you leave the class, as your education will begin when you leave this class, not now. So you have a chance to talk to Carlos, you have a chance to talk to others. Talk to them, find out, learn. Doesn't cost you any money. Change your ideas. So with this here, the instructor said, I had to buy the investment for zero money. Okay? zero money. Most people will tell you, I can't invest because I don't have money. That's a loser. Please understand this. This was 1974. The dollar had just gone off the gold standard. Everything was coming up fast. So I had to figure out how to buy it for zero. And the reason I say that is most poor people, like 𝒞𝓇𝑒𝒹𝒾𝓉, always says, I can't afford it. I know some of you right now say, well, I can't afford it. I don't have time. I have children. I have a job. I have bills to pay. And it is those excuses that keep you poor. If you cannot change that talk in your head, you'll always be the poor person. So there was about 32 in my class, 3 days long. I think only 3 people completed the exercise. We went, we looked at 100 properties, wrote a 1-page report. At the end of the 90 days and 100 properties, this was the best property. So I went back to the person, and it was in bankruptcy. It was right on the beach, just as pretty as this beach here. And he said I had to have $2,000 down. This is called equity. Again, it's the language of money. So I have equity. The bank was going to lend me $6,000 in debt. Okay. That was the deal. Now I had the $2,000 in cash, but the name of the game or the exercise was, can I buy it for zero? So what I did was I paid for this property with a credit card.
Do you all hear that? With the credit card. Now the audience is laughing.
So now it was $100% debt.
100% debt.
With that 100% debt, I made $25,000 a month. Boom.
I think he meant $2,500 a month, not $25,000.
I was a free human being.
A free human being.
I never needed money again.
Never needed money again.
If you can make money with no money, that is called an infinite return.
Infinite return.
Because I have no money in the deal.
Because he had no money in the deal.
If I had put $2,000 in the deal and I made $25, what would my ROI be, Tom?
12%.
If I had used my money, my return approximately 12%.
All right, so I'm going to, and he's not talking about a business credit card, people. He's talking about a personal credit card. My first flip property was a personal credit card as well. I got it from college, right? When your parents, sometime in the Black or brown community, don't go to college, you don't get you a credit card. It's taboo. What they don't tell you is how to use that credit card, right? So you can be a free person financially. Now, Periscope, you may not be able to see this. My other platforms, infinite return. I'm trying to draw that sideways 8 for that infinity sign. Infinite returns happen when you have no money in the deal. It's completely financed from debt. None of it. So, example, let's say if he had found that investment property and he put $18,000 cash into that, then at $2,500 a month, right? At $2,500 a month, he will have to wait almost 2 years to get his money back. And then everything he's receiving after that would have been his cash flow. But when you don't have any money in the deal, you don't have to wait any time to get your money back. And everything that you are receiving on top of what you're paying your debt back with, what you have to pay to maintenance the property. Let's say if it's $2,500 and $18,000. What's so great about it? It was on a credit card, which means it's simple interest, not amortization interest, which is what you receive on your mortgage loan. Simple interest that he's paying back. And that credit card was revolving, meaning he can recycle and reuse that money to redo the same system over and over again. And I started with my personal credit. And I tell people, you probably only want to use authorized trade lines if you don't have a high limit on your personal credit card. And now you get an AU, which is an authorized trade line. And when you get a high credit score, and you want to get the higher limit business credit cards, they match the credit limit on your highest personal credit card. So for example, my first business credit card was a $10,000 business credit card because someone added me I had personal credit cards, but the limits were $5,000. So they added me as an authorized user on their $10,000 credit card. And now, because I didn't have any hard inquiries on my credit report, I didn't have 5 or more in the last 2 years. I didn't have any late payments. I didn't have any bankruptcies. I was approved for business credit. My business credit is a corporation. I have 2. One is a corporation, one is an LLC. And my first business credit card was for $10,000, and now I have higher credit limits. So, how much was the house? Someone asked. The house was $18,000. It was on the beach in Malibu. $18,000 house, and he financed it. So when you get infinite return, that means you don't have any personal money in the deal. And just imagine, this is something that 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝒾𝓉, someone mentioned they want to learn about Forex. He teaches Forex. I don't teach that area. But this is what 𝒲𝒽𝒾𝓉 discusses in that video. And I will put the link in here with 10,000 views when he mentioned me, is that when you have a credit card, for example, with 0% interest rate, the time that you have to pay it off, whether it's 12 months, or 24 months, you can schedule your monthly payments to pay it off before the interest rate compounds. Because if you don't pay that 0% off interest rate before the time frame that they give you, then the interest from day one will compound on the balance that you have, and you don't want that, right? Credit cards are the best thing. It's your best friend to invest in assets, or is your worst enemy when you're going out buying things to invest in liabilities. I don't care. My vehicles, I keep them well maintenance. All of them seem, they are good friends. I have 3 of them to keep. When the tires on one go out, the tires on the other one seem like they need it, but that's okay, because when you don't have a note, maintenance is a breeze. I promise you, you don't mind fixing that starter. You don't mind getting a new battery. You don't mind getting a new set of tires after 3 years, right? The only thing you probably don't want to deal with is an engine or transmission problem, right? It's probably time for you to get another vehicle if that's expensive. So, Jesus has answered questions for me. Thank you, Jesus. I will make you a moderator whenever you feel well, because if you want to be the king of cash flow, I think cash flow is king and not cash. Cash flow is king. But if you really, really want to be the king, then you be the flow of cash. And what did that mean? That means by you being yourself and having your brand. People come through me because I just don't restore and help them with their credit. See, what happens sometimes, for example, when a collection is disputed from them, the collection company will write them a letter, right? And a lot of times, collection company want that person to help them verify that debt. But let's say on the front end that the collection has not hit your credit report. How do you make that collection agency validate your debt to where you don't owe the debt legally? See, these are things, that's why they call me the queen. It's just not about restoring your credit. Is knowing how to deal with debt collectors, when they're writing you letters and you want to put them aside and they tell you in the fine print that you have 30 days to validate, did you all know that if they don't have proper validation, you legally will not owe them a dime? And I'm not talking about you writing a letter that you find on Google saying, show me proof that I owe the amount that you say I owe. That's not proper validation, or that you have legal rights to collect in my state. No, that's not the validation I'm talking about. Debt collectors buy your debt dirt cheap, and they don't buy the legal required paperwork that goes along with it to identify that, especially when it comes to medical debt. I have so many people that filed medical debt, they filed bankruptcy over medical debt, and these people have not only not validated the debt, but they have violated your HIPAA laws, Health Insurance Portability Privacy Act, which means they have sold your medical information to a company that's a third party that has no right to know what medical services you have received, and legally you don't owe. Someone asked me the other day, hey, do you know, because my parents own a daycare, do you know some children, you know, that maybe I can claim as a dependent, right? And I'm like, wait, you can just do like I do and legally have a home-based business, right? There was a nurse practitioner that had lost all their tax deductions from their uniforms that they purchased, from their mileage, from their hotel expenses, et cetera, et cetera. And that's why they call me the queen of this, because I have so many different revenues to help you build your cash flow other than just building your credit score. So tomorrow I will give you an update on the new 𝒞𝓀, how this is going to position the middle class people to not be able to get that transfer of wealth. When the Bible said the wealth of the rich is laid up for the just, the best time to get richer is during recession, homes going to foreclosure, condos, townhouses. You definitely need to stack up on silver right now. That's a whole nother discussion. I'll talk about that in the Wizard of Oz. And you know what? Just get richer in your relationships as well. Hey, I'm signing off. I'm so glad. But again, 𝒞𝓄𝓒 Roberts on Periscope, Jeremy Cash Young. Thank you so much for the digital love, my Facebook family. I love you, Periscope. Thank you for the hearts, Facebook family. I love you. IG, I'll see you, you all on the other side of better credit and better cash flow. Hey, thank you for the digital love. I'm signing off. You all have a great night. And congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs, although I was going for the 49ers. Good night, you all. Thank you so much. So let me get some time to log off on all of my